What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez quotes, Canelo, Reynoso are confident that I'll be Cuba's first heavyweight champion. Cuban heavyweight contender Frank Sanchez is very motivated by the words of praise from head trainer Eddie Reynoso and Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez. Sanchez and Canelo trained side by side under the guidance of Reynoso. This past Saturday, Sanchez, 18-0 with 13 KOs, picked up a technical decision win over Nagai Aguilera at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It was a big night for Sanchez, who saw over 73,000 fans. Damn. Canelo and Reynoso are convinced that Sanchez will become the first heavyweight champion from the Cuba country in 2022. Eddie Reynoso trusts me very much. He sees the seriousness I put into training. He sees that I want to work. I want to be a champion. I am very confident and proud that he and Saul are supporting me. Everybody wants me to be Cuba's first heavyweight champion, said Sanchez. He says, I feel motivated by the support of Canelo and Reynoso. They have the confidence that I'm going to be the first Cuban champion at heavyweight. Eddie and Saul say it, and I'm preparing myself pretty hard to become one. That's my goal in life, and I'm going to fulfill it. Those are the words of Frank Sanchez. Let me counterpunch. Frank is a very durable guy. His hand speed is one of the things that interests me the most. You know, I like his aggressive style. That's why I know he gelled pretty good with Eddie Reynoso, because, you know, the Mexican style, then you add a Cuban hybrid style to it. It makes it that type of fusion that you want to win fights. However, I like Frank. I know Frank personally. He's a good guy, very humble guy. You know, he's quiet, but he's a killer. You know, and I seen him in that last fight. Now, if I had to critique Frank Sanchez, I think he does have what it takes to be the first Cuban heavyweight champion. Note, what I did notice with Frank, and I should have said this in the breakdown, Frank looked a little chubby to me. And I think that he's like 6'3", 6'4". I think that, because I'm 6'2.5", so he's about 6'3", 6'4". And I seen him bulkier than normal, you know, and I really didn't really care for that, because I could tell that he wasn't as fast. He was putting combinations together like he knew how to ride a bike, you know what I mean, like second nature. But I seen them not as fast as he was like in Shreveport, where I first met him. He was quicker, he was leaner, he was faster, and I think he did more, combinations. However, with the Reynosos, I think they're teaching him to be more of a counterpuncher, which, why wouldn't you, being that fast? You know, but one thing about Frank, he can fight on the outside. And then that's that Cuban school, that cat and mouse traps that they set, you know, Cubans set in their schools. You know, if you want to really look at a good documentary, it's Sons of Cuba, right? It's a very good documentary. I think it's on Netflix. But it just shows you their technique. It shows you what they work on day in and day out, okay? And they work. This is a job for them. This isn't something that they do. No, this is something that they send their children off and teach them how to fight, okay? They feed them, they train them, and they train them some more, okay? So if Frank is coming from that, regimen of training, so you take that and you get Eddie Reynoso in there. He teaches you fundamentals, you know what I mean? But I do think that Frank is the right age. You know, a lot of people joke about age, okay? On paper, he's the right age. He's coming at the right time. And the funny thing about this is everybody wants him to be a first Cuban heavyweight champion. Does that also include Andy Ruiz? Because that's the former unified champion. And, and then I look at those two guys. Those two guys keep winning. You know, will it be a situation like they had with Trinidad and Julio Cesar Chavez, where Chavez fought, then Trinidad fought, then they were in the same weight class, but they never fought? Bars. So was that what it was? I don't know if that will be the case with Frank and Andy, because they train in the same gym. Will it be, or will it be like Danny Jacobs and Deverenchenko, because they both was trained by Andre Rozier at one point at the same time. So will it be one of those situations where they come to a point where they have to fight each other if they keep winning? Look, Eddie Reynoso has a winning circle. The circle of fighters. You got Canelo, Oscar Valdez, Ryan Garcia, Frank Sanchez, and Andy Ruiz. It's 5 of these cats, and they're all winning. None of them has lost yet. So, he wants to keep that winning streak. But at some point, there, I think, who's Frank? I don't even know who's Frank fighting on now, because I seen him on Showtime. I seen him on PVC. Now I see him on DAZN. So, he's all over the place, and I know he likes the idea of fighting on the undercard of Canelo, because that brings him exposure. And then when they also see him, they see him in the dressing room and stuff like that, him and his lady, and, supporting Canelo. And that gives you momentum, especially when you're knocking people out of the ring. But what do I say to Frank Sanchez? Que buena suerte, el campeón nuevo. Deseo. So I think he would be a good champion. I hope he becomes the first Cuban champion. And a lot of people don't know that when Andy Ruiz became the first heavyweight champion, that was a void, and people didn't understand it, that we didn't ever have a first heavyweight Cuban champion. Okay, we've seen many Cuban champions, but not a heavyweight. So I think that's the next step in the progression of a country, and for a people. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Frank Sanchez and the Canelos and the Reynosos, thinking that Frank Sanchez will become one of the first Cuban heavyweights ever. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.